So I'm starting tonight's recording. I'm going to quickly go back over for those of you that didn't get it the first time. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I'm going to do it just for a demo for the recording. Show you how to import these blocks. Okay. And for those of you that also may have, maybe didn't save their template right, or maybe they saved the layers on it, but didn't save the dimension portion, whatever. I don't care. I have provided a template that has all of our dimension styles, annotation styles, all of our different layers, as well as the title block included in that template. So I'm just going to go ahead real quick, just quote unquote download this, right? And I'll show you from scratch what this looks like. So if you haven't done anything so far and you need something to start with, by all means, this is a great place to start, is this template. So if I click that and I open that template up, okay, this is what should come up, is a blank space, right? All of my layers are there. If I click down on my annotations, I can click here and see my different aerial 2-inch, 4-inch, 6-inch. Okay, I also have the same thing for my dimensions, 2-inch, 4-inch, 6-inch. Okay, just how we did before. The other thing that this includes, you still need to bring in, if you're using this, you still need to bring in the blocks, just like we did earlier tonight, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But the title block that I'm going to use, that I don't care what you use. If you want to get your own title block off the internet, fine, cool. I don't care. But I've given you one to use in this template. Okay. And you should already have that. I think we sent it out or opened it up before, right? I think it's also pretty, this comes in as a standard.
Are you sharing screens? All I see is you.
Okay, good call. I am trying to, but apparently it's not sharing. So let's go to here.
I thought maybe it was just me.
Nope. Good. All right. So if we go real quick, I'll reiterate. If we go back to Canvas, on our Canvas site, if we go to our home and we go down final project, a couple different things, right? One, here's the instructions for the final project. Okay, they're pretty basic, but you get the idea. Two, here are all the different blocks that we can download. Don't worry about the construction 241 section tonight. We will get to that, but we don't need to worry about that tonight. That's going to be when we start building our interior elevations. Okay, but what I have given you is this template right here. So you can click and download this template. Okay, if you don't have anything else, if you've saved one from before, but maybe you're missing some of your annotation styles or you're missing some dimensions, key styles, okay, you can come back here, grab this template, and I'm just going to open up that template, and it should be a blank workspace, right? Nothing should be on it. However, I've got all my layers that we've used so far in this class, as well as the different annotation styles, right? Text styles, 2-inch, 4-inch, 6-inch aerial, as well as 2-inch, 4-inch, and 6-inch dimensioning. Okay. So that's available for your use. Again, if you want something different, you know how to build it. The videos are on there, right? You can always build your own, whatever you want, right? It's just a process of duplicating it and renaming. And then as long as you rename it to 2-inch and then go make sure that the size of the text is 2-inch to match that name, you should be good to go, right? So, but not only does it have these nice things, again, it also has this title block that I have, it's in the block palette. It's also going to already be inserted on the first sheet. There's no viewport in it, and we'll get to that, later when we get into actually getting all this stuff on sheets. The most important thing is getting content in there right now. So the biggest thing with content, like I said earlier, is I want to see doors, windows, but not just doors and windows and walls. I want to see those sofas, those beds, the kitchen counters, the cabinetry, right? And I've provided all of those for you, all the blocks anyways, right here. So again, here's your chair block, kitchen block, sofa blocks, bathroom blocks. So let's take a look at it. I'll download this chair blocks, right? Click on that. I'll download it. This is click download. This will probably be the third time I download it. Sweet, whatever. Okay. So when I'm in, this is the template. The first thing I want to do, right? Actually, where's the template? Where's my template at? Right here. Construction 2024 template. The first thing I want to do is save this as my final project, right? So I'm going to do a save as, and instead of a DWT, I'm going to change this to a DWG and then put it in, you know, maybe my Edmonds folder, right? Winter, and here's my new file. Okay. Oh, I want to save it. Sorry, I didn't want to save it as template. I want to save it as final project. So I'll save it as, change the name, Construction 241, Spring 2024, final, and then GMT. Put your initials in there or your name or something, so that way when you submit it or email it or put it in a Dropbox and I download a bunch of them, I'm not having to search through whose it is. Okay. It's just pretty helpful to have your initials or something in there. All right. So now that I've got this saved as my final project drawing or DWG, what I want to do is bring in some of those blocks that we found on the Canvas site. So I'm just going to click here, the open button, and I'm going to go to my downloads because that's where I've left these. Make sure that DWG is selected, right? If DWT is still on, it's not going to show what you want. So make sure it's got DWG on there. And again, when you click DWT, a lot of times this will want to automatically change the pathing back to the template file. So just make sure that you are in the right folder. So again, I downloaded this into my downloads and that I am looking at DWGs, and there we go. So I'll go ahead and grab Chair Blocks 3 because that's the one I just downloaded. Click open, and it's going to open up in another tab. So I'm going to go ahead and close. No, I'm just going to close some of these real quick. I've got a bunch of stuff open that I don't need. All right, at least this will get cool. So here's Chair Box 3, right? Or the whatever the one you shouldn't have a duplicate, but this is the one that I just downloaded just to show you it's not different than Chair Blocks, the other one. Okay. And this is my final project, right? So 2 files that I'm dealing with right here. All the rest of these can be closed. But I'll just leave them open for sake of time. Okay, go into whatever one of the 6 block files that I gave you, the 6 block drawings, chairs, beds, sofas, bedrooms, kitchens, doors, one of those 6. You're going to select all of this by clicking once, dragging to the right, and clicking again, and that will select everything in that window. You're going to use your Control-C, not your copy tool, not COPY, actual Control-C, just like you were in Word or, Excel or on Facebook, whatever you're copying, right? Control-C. I'm going to click back on the tab for my final project, zoom out a little bit, and hit Control-V. And find a spot that looks good and paste that in. And that's going to bring in my chair blocks. Okay. I can do the same thing for my door blocks. Select them all, Control-C, go back to my final project, Control-V, and now I should have my door blocks. And all of these blocks should automatically already be sized the way that you need them, right? So they're 3 feet wide by 7 feet tall for your door or whatever. Or maybe it's an interior door and it might be a little bit small, okay? So they should be sized appropriately, right? Look, I mean, you've got different doors, right? If you click on it, let's see, what is this? This is, I don't know if I can see. They don't really have a name for these. Some like families or blocks actually are named correctly. And it's like, oh, 36-inch door, swing left. This is just named with this arbitrary name that it brought in, this A number C or $C2F7241D3. And that code right there is why when they're in your project or in your blocks palette, okay? See, a lot of these right here, you can see 36 exterior door. That looks awesome. But then down here, you've got all the ones that aren't named the same, right? And they're just kind of a crapshoot of what the name is. So copying and pasting these in and looking through just like the actual doors might be the easiest way to find what you want, okay? Again, we're gonna do one more and we'll go to sofa blocks. So same thing, Control C, come back over. And nope, that's my other one. And Control V and paste those in. So tonight, again, I wanted to focus on, or I want you to focus on just your plan view. So all these elevations aren't really necessary at this point, but let's take a look at placing a couple of these blocks. So I'm gonna just real quickly draw a real simple little 30 foot by 20 foot by 30. Actually, I want to draw a polyline, not a regular line. Let's just do this. Let's draw a rectangle because I don't really care. And we'll make this. That's fine. I don't care. Don't care at all. What I want to do is offset this. Have a 6-inch offset and we'll offset it inside. All right. So now I've got a basic outline of a building. Maybe I come in here and draw some interior walls. Again, this is just off the hip, right? Yours is going to look a little different depending on the dwelling that you are modeling. And I want to copy this from here, 4 inches over for my interior wall, okay? You can roughly use 4-inch interior, 6-inch exterior, or if you want to actually get the thickness of your wall and use that too, that's fine, totally. Okay, so, but let's look at placing some of these blocks. So it's really easy to use this block. What you don't want to do is just drag this over, okay? Because what that's going to do is it's going to move your original instance and place it right there, okay? And so that may be fine, but it takes it out of your catalog, so to speak. So what we want to do, and maybe you want to build, I'm not saying you need to, but maybe you want to put in, maybe you want furniture on its own layer, okay? So you could come here, and I'm just going to build a new layer for furniture real quick. I don't know. I can't spell. I don't teach English. All right. And I'll make that, I don't know, just yellow so it stands out today. And I'm going to go ahead and make that my current layer. And come over here, and let's say I want to use this chair. So I'm going to take that, and I'm going to use my copy command, COPY. Find the displacement point, so maybe I'll just pick the center of the chair and copy an instance over to my other one. Okay, so now it kept this on layer 0. You can just change this over to furniture. You can leave it on 0. When you copy it off of here, by default, it's going to leave it on 0 just because that's how it got brought in. But by all means, you can move it off of 0 if you want. So you can leave it on 0. I don't care what color it is either. Okay. So that placed a chair over there. Let's come over and grab a sofa, right? Copy. From here. And I'll just choose a displacement point. There we go. And the sofa. And maybe I want this to turn 90 degrees. How am I going to do that? Rotate command, right? So rotate. Choose my base point. Rotate it. Maybe I don't want it 90. Maybe I want it 45 degrees. Let's make this a nice little. Now, you can start doing cool things like this, where I can draw a quick construction line or reference line. And now I can grab this and mirror it. And, oh, sorry, Do that again. I hit escape once too many times. Mirror. And no, I don't want to delete the first one. And now I've got another chair placed exactly on the other side, right? So you can utilize, I could have brought in another chair, rotated it the other way, but you can utilize your tools that we've used so far. Okay. Let's go here to you know, I don't see that we have tables necessarily. So let's go into kitchen blocks. Are there tables in there? I don't know. There might be. I don't know if I have tables. I think that's one that I made people go get. But I can always download them. Or better yet, you can draw your own table. Don't be afraid to draw your own something if you want it. Okay. So let's say I want a table here. And let's say I actually want the table to be, I don't know, an ellipse. Okay. So maybe I want this table to be something like that, right? And I could move that. I could take this and I could take that from the center, move that to the center of that, make sure it aligns, and then move it, 2 feet down, right? Okay, so you can, and then I could draw some legs into it, whatever, right? It's all 2D work right now. Okay, when we get into section views, that's when we start looking at our elevations, and we'll start dropping doors and windows, and or couches in section if we were talking about the internal section cuts or countertops. Okay, so the biggest thing right now between today and the end of next week is to really, let's try and have our floor plans finished. Okay. And then that way we can start working on our elevation views. Okay. So, but we want to, again, you need a bathroom, right? We need a kitchen. It needs to be a livable space, or if it's an office space, okay, make your break room, you're still going to have some type of a kitchenette of some type, right? Everyone's got to eat all day, right? So at some point, you got to go microwave that leftover turkey sub, whatever. I don't care. But you need to have something. You need a place for them to go to the bathroom, right? So whether you're living or working in this environment, it needs to be able to accomplish, allowing you to be there for 8 hours, right? Probably a little lobby area if you're building it. I don't know what you're building, right? If it's all a house, it's probably just going to be your basic bathroom, couple bedrooms, den, kitchen. If you're building something else, maybe you've got a lobby, maybe you've got a back storage room, maybe you've got a break room, maybe you've got a lab of some type, right? Populate it however it needs to be. Okay. Any questions so far? I know it's a lot to start going over, but it's just a culmination of everything we've done, right? We've drawn doors before. Instead of drawing doors, we just get to copy this one and put it over here if you want to, right? Okay. I'm just trying to simplify things with these and give you nice, detailed, beautiful looking options that you don't have to come up with yourself, right? Here's some super cool, ornate front doors, right? Look at that. That's pretty awesome. That's a cool front door. Okay, you can utilize that for your elevation views, right? So, by all means, utilize everything or nothing in here. I don't care, but the content needs to end up on your floor plan somehow, right? Whether you draw it by hand or copy in the blocks. Okay. Any questions? I think we're pretty much wrapping up for tonight. Well, I'll be here for another 15 minutes or so there's more work time, but there's really nothing more to go over right now for instruction. Again, if you need a fresh start, a fresh template, go to the module, download the template. You can always copy anything you did in another drawing over to that new template or whatever if you need to get there, right? And don't be afraid to reach out if you've got questions. I will try to be more alert on my Canvas messages. I'll try to do a good job of checking in at least once daily on them. So if you've got something, please reach out, send me a message. I'll try to help with whatever way I can, right?
Continues to multiply, and if it does, take a hit.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody have any other questions, please speak up, or I'm gonna end this and then I'll post the video for tonight. Again, the video doesn't include a whole lot, but it goes over how to bring those blocks in, the new template that I made, just so that way you have a fresh template if you want to use it. And then really we're just wanting to focus on, I don't care about you getting all your dimensions in. Yes, when you draw it, we want to make that wall 6 feet long or 10 feet long, whatever you want to make it. Draw it to scale, but don't worry about annotating it yet. Let's get all your content in there. We'll come back and dimension it in the next couple weeks. And as we build the elevation views and the floor plans, we build them out, we'll get the dimensions on there. We'll get the text on there to show that this is, bedroom 1, this is bedroom 2, whatever, right? We'll make it look like a full floor plan, but we can't do that if there's no content there. Okay? So big push in the next 2 weeks to get your floor plans 85% dialed. Okay. I don't think 100% is achievable, but get a good start on them. We can always tweak them later, right? I can always help you move a wall, move a door, move something if you need to. But I can't help you place a wall in there if you haven't drawn it. Okay.
Somebody had something there.
Any questions, comments, concerns last time? And
Yeah, where can we get additional blocks?
additional blocks?
Yeah,
Google. There are tons and tons and tons of blocks out there.
I bet there is. Where's a good place to go?
That's what I'm getting at. So here's the biggest thing, and I'm gonna tell you this with all AutoCAD blocks. Okay, and here's an AutoCAD title block template. Let's just go to AutoCAD block library. Okay, you can go to this CAD blocks. Okay, you can go to DWG models, has a lot of them. This one here, free ACADs, CAD-blocks. This is where I took all of mine from. Okay,
Yeah.
but you need to be aware if you're downloading stuff that they may not come in the way that you are expecting them to. Like I've already taken all the time to take these blocks and download them and convert them and scale them to the right size. Okay, so yes, there are lots of them out there. Just be aware right here. Remember, 1 millimeter is this. So if you want to work in inches, here's a scale factor right there. You're going to have something on there to tell you how to scale these out. Okay.
Okay.
So just make sure you follow your instructions on there. If there is something that's, hey, these are built in millimeters. Like I said, 0.03937 was my multiplier that I had to do to get these to the right size. Okay. So they're out there. There's tons of blocks. They're not like Revit families where they come in and they're the size and you can just change the dimension and you're rocking and rolling. These are actually scaled to stuff, and they're probably scaled to different stuff that you don't want to deal with. It's probably not, I mean, it's all, and these are all like micro thumbprints. So they could be tiny, they could be massive. The ones that I've provided have been scaled for. So take that with a grain of salt. If there's something you want specifically, send me a message. I'll help you out. Okay. If you
Yeah, I was
can't
just
get
looking for a log detail is all.
for a what?
Log detail for a log home.
Log detail. Okay. For like a, for like the
Log home.
wall, for
Yep.
the hatching.
So either interior or exterior. Probably
Okay.
exterior.
Okay. So, I mean, have you looked into your hatching options at this point? To
All the
see-
hatching I've looked at is brick and concrete.
Okay, so
and that's
log
just what's
hatching
on there,
AutoCAD. Let's
so-
see if we can download. Here's AutoCAD wood hatch patterns. Okay. You could do something like,
Okay, I got it.
okay, so they're out there. You just need to kind of look. And I would say the hatch patterns are
Mhm.
going to be 10 times more forgiving than the blocks for your actual size blocks, because the hatching is just hatching something in an element that you've already drawn.
Okay.
And you can change the scaling factor inside of that to make them appear bigger or smaller within that hatch. So,
Okay.
yep. But yeah, there's all types of stuff. So if you're looking for something particular, but that's how I would look for. I wouldn't look for a block necessarily. If you're trying to put a texture on something, I'd look for a hatching pattern.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
so make the appointment if you get-
Right on. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Nothing.
Right.
I'll pull it. So everybody, I'm gonna pull the assignment. I think there's one on there for 5-7, 2 points. We are gonna remove tonight's, oh, no, not 5-7, geez, 521. Right there. We're gonna pull this assignment. Okay, there's nothing gonna be due anymore. Okay, so nothing to turn in. Attendance will still be taken, right? But really what you're gonna be doing the next few weeks of screenshots is gonna be represented by your final project that you turn in. So I don't need to see your little progress. I don't want to see that you spent 3 weeks doing nothing and then you have something. Yeah. Okay. Any questions, comments, concerns before I log off?
Nah, we're good, man. Thanks.
Hey, Grab. Hello.
I haven't graded them yet then, so don't worry about it.
Thank you, Graham.
I do want to say thank you to everybody who has gone back and turned in assignments. I have been flooded with back assignments, so thank you for doing that. Okay. I would say that 85% of all assignments are probably turned in at this point. So good work. Thank you for doing that. I look back when I was
Graham, hear
grading
me?
it, like, oh my gosh, I got 15 new ones. It's like, sweet. Thank you. Okay.
Graham. Hear me? Hello.
Hello. Who's
Hi,
talking?
Graham. This is Ahmed. Hey, unfortunately, I attended the class late.
Cool. Thank you. I'll get you signed in or on the attendance right now. Here you go.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks.
Anybody else? Rami is here. Ibrahim. Did Ibrahim show up? I don't think he did. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Have a good night.